Happy to be joined by the number one Bellator ranked middleweight, Austin Vanderford, here on the program, who's going to be telling us what he's been up to. He's got a lot going on right now. He's been doing a lot of traveling too. Austin, how's it going, man?
It's going really good. Yeah, like you said, been traveling a lot, so been busy but that's a good thing.
Yeah, no, it is. We'll get into all that in a second. But first, we had UFC 266 on the weekend. Did you happen to catch the card? Pretty crazy main event with Volkanovski and Ortega.
Yeah, I did. Crazy card. Yeah, I usually always watch all the fights and from the early prelims on and all that. So awesome. One of the best fights, definitely of the year. So it was a good fight. Both those guys are so crazy tough.
Yeah, no, it was really, really cool. And of course, the fight that everyone's talking about is this Robbie Lawler and Nick Diaz fight. I've seen two sides of this thing. There's some people saying they were entertained, they loved it. There's other sides of it, like maybe Nick Diaz shouldn't have fought. What was your takeaway from watching that fight with Nick Diaz unable to continue after the third round?
Man, I mean, that's a guy who's taken a lot of damage in his career and stuff. So it's tough to question like anyone's toughness, especially in those guys' position. So we don't really know what he had going on and whatnot, but it was fun to watch and kind of I guess somewhat of an anticlimactic finish, but they're both legends and everyone needs to respect those guys because those guys paved the way for us. So cool, and I was happy to watch them compete again.
Yep. No, very well said. I mentioned all the traveling. You went back to Alaska. You went to AEW. I just spoke to Dan Lambert literally before he hopped on here. Was that something where you and Paige said to Dan, you want to go to the show, or did he invite you guys? How did that all come together with you doing AEW?
Yeah, he had invited us. He knows that I'm a wrestling fan and all that, and so it must have been like 3 weeks ago. He's like, "Hey, I got this AEW thing. Join me. I'm gonna need some backup and all that stuff." And I was like, "Dude, I'm all for it, man. It sounds so fun." And so yeah, I mean, no, we found out like a few days before the first one, and then right after that first one, they're like, "Yeah, well, let's have you guys back again." And then we're like, "All right, let's do it." And so a lot of fun. Dan is like an amazing heel. He is so good at it.
Yeah.
And say what you want about pro wrestling, those guys get after it, and they're tough. And everything Dan says on the mic, he means like wholeheartedly. So that's what makes it even funnier. Is there is no like he's not sugarcoating anything. He feels that way about everything. So it was cool. It was a lot of fun.
Now, explain to me your wrestling fandom here, because like me personally, I was a big pro wrestling fan growing up. Kind of lost interest. I'd say I'm about a casual wrestling fan now. Are you the same way, or have you been a pro wrestling fan your entire life? Like even now, do you pay attention to it?
Absolutely the same as you. Like growing up as a kid, we had the trampoline set up and we would play wrestling and all that. I played all the WWE, WWF video games and had my favorite wrestler, The Undertaker, growing up and but yeah, then as time went on, kind of lost a little interest and whatnot. And but now this whole thing is like completely sparked it and I just had so much fun and it was so cool to like compete against someone like Chris Jericho because he was one of the guys who I like grew up watching and all that stuff. So a lot of fun, really cool, and the show is amazing, and the fans are nut like absolutely nuts. Those guys wanted to kill us being out
Yeah.
there and talking shit and stuff. So it made it a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're like a pretty nice guy, so having to go in a pro wrestling environment that must be kind of interesting for you because that's not really your, you super. Like I've always told you this because you're from Alaska, you almost are like
Yeah.
Canadian in a way. So I think that would be interesting going in a pro wrestling world where you have to, talk smack like Dan Lambert does, right? So
Yeah, but it was fun. It was cool, like being able to just be the heel and go out there and like I said, it Dan makes it really easy because he gets the crowd hating you pretty easily with some of the stuff he says. So it was cool. I really hope to do some more stuff in the future.
I was gonna say, is Paige on board too? Does she like doing it? Is that something that you could see the two of you doing it? Maybe like a tag team or something?
Oh, for sure. Like she was skeptical about it at first, but I think when she got in there and like Dude, this last show we were at I think it was the Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York, and I think it holds like 20,000 fans, and it was sold out, and that place was like rocking it. And when Chris Jericho comes out, now Chris Jericho's Canadian as well,
He
James.
is. Yeah, he's
So
from Winnipeg. Yeah.
yeah, so man, when he does his entrance, like the whole crowd starts chanting his song, and it's like it's chilling, man. It is so cool. But to answer your question, yes, we would love to do that. She really enjoyed that, and I think got excited about maybe doing some wrestling sometime.
There we go. A lot of opportunities out there. Speaking of Paige as well, I know obviously tough fight in her last one. I believe she has one fight left on her bare knuckle deal. How's she doing? Because I know, you know how fans are. When you win, everyone loves you. When you lose, everyone can't wait to tell you how, bad you did. So how's she dealing with all that?
Yeah, yeah. Our fan base, I mean, most fan bases, in sports are really fickle and whatnot. So they're definitely gonna be quick to judge you on your last one. And unfortunately, she's had a couple tough ones. But I think, she proved her toughness again. She didn't come away with the victory, but she took some crazy shots in there and gave some back and whatnot. And she's got a rock solid mentality, and she's excited to get back onto the next thing and fight again. She's all healed up and ready to start competing again and whatnot. And so she's doing good. She's got some ideas about her future and what she wants to do, but all of them include fighting for the next 4 years or 5 years or whatever it may be. So it's tough, but man, she handles it really well. And like anyone, she goes through a period of feeling down, but she's pretty quick to pick herself back up and get focused again and all that. So she's had a little bit of time off, couple months to, like I said, to heal and kind of reset her mind, but and kind of get that hunger back and whatnot. So she's ready to go.
And it's your understanding she has one more left with bare knuckle and then is a free agent, or what's sort of the latest with her contract status, or is she a free agent now?
Yeah, she's got one more fight left. So we're gonna prepare for that and everything. So we'll take care of that. And then she's got some really interesting options already. So some things that we're gonna have to sit down and discuss again and kind of go from there.
Well, I'm sure, and I've mentioned this before. I'm sure part of you would like her to see her in Bellator, right? I mean, and that's a division
Yeah.
too. If she fights at flyweight, they need some more fighters right now because Juliana Velasquez just continues to defeat all of her opponents. I think it would be a good addition. I'm sure that's something that's crossed your mind, being like, hey, it'd be a little bit easier if we were fighting for the same company.
Yeah, for sure. She knows how much I love Bellator and how well Scott Coker, Mike Hogan, all those guys have treated me and with my career and whatnot. And they were adamant from the get go that this was my career and nothing that Paige did mattered and all that. And they've they've kept their word and everything. So they, like I said, they've treated me really well, and I can't say enough good things about Bellator. So she knows that, and she's seen all that, and just the whole staff. It's a family, and Scott Coger and Mike really do a good job. So of course that's where no secret, that's where I want her to be. So that's where I'm gonna really be pushing her. But we'll find out. Again, she's always got crazy options, and because she does win or lose, she brings eyes to it, and
Yeah.
whether people want to see her face get rearranged or if they're real big fans and want to watch her win, she's always gonna have eyes on her.
And Bellator's treating you well because, man, talk about a good decision. I still think back to Contender Series when they had an opportunity to sign you, and then you went to Bellator. Now, look, you're going to be fighting for a middleweight title by the looks of it
Yeah.
here. I believe Scott announced that. Just how excited were you to finally get an opportunity to fight for a world title after really carving out a career in Bellator?
Yeah, man, it's like it just gives me the shivers, like you saying it right there. It's so amazing, and everything just it all happens for a reason, and I'm so thankful for the position I'm in, and yeah, we're gonna be fighting end of January, beginning of February. They're trying to be strategic with their cards and whatnot, so and of course Mousasi had just fought, a month ago or whatever. So yeah, so we're getting it set up, getting primed up to start training hard and getting ready for that fight. And I mean, I can't explain how exciting and just going out and fighting someone like Gegard Mousasi. I can't express how happy and excited I am for it.
And it's an interesting matchup with your styles as well, because you've got really good wrestling. That's been one of his kryptonites in the past. If you look at someone that I know you work with, King Mo, who defeated Mousasi way back in the day in Strikeforce. So from a style perspective, how do you look at this fight? Because Gegard, especially that last fight against John Salter, he's really well-rounded overall.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess if you call his wrestling his biggest weakness, I don't really see it as that. I feel like he's so well rounded that he's a guy who doesn't really have a weakness. But I feel the same way about myself too. So I feel like it's a fight that's going to come down to grit and really who wants it more. I know I'm going to put the pressure on him. I know I'm gonna bring the fight to him for sure, and I expect everything coming back. So really just preparing for a grinder of a 5-round fight, and we're gonna see who really wants it more.
Will you be working with King Mo for that fight specifically? I know, again, that was I forget how long ago when he fought Mousasi, but still, at least he's fought him. I'm sure he could give you some good insight.
Yeah, definitely. King Mo's he's such a good coach at American Top Team, and he's kind of one of those guys who floats around and he really helps everyone, and he's a coach who isn't afraid to get in and take his lumps from guys just to help them get better and whatnot. So he's definitely been helping me, and he's a really good wrestler himself. So I kind of gravitate towards those guys, him and Steve Mako and Mike Brown, Pahumpa, and all them. So yeah, gonna get help, but yeah, that was ages ago. So Musasi's definitely changed, and he's a different fighter now, and it's gonna be a new test, a different test, but I'm excited for it. And this is what I got into the sport for, man, to fight the best of the best, and I'm really excited.
Are you back to training full time now? Because I know you had, I believe it was a shoulder injury or something. I was looking on social media. And how did you get that injury, by the way? When did that happen?
I had a bicep injury, and it actually required a small little operation and whatnot, but I'm quite a bit ahead of schedule, and I actually will be like 100% next week with my training next week or the week after, and I feel like it's 95% right now, but I kind of have a date that the doctor wants me to stick to, so I'm just building up the strength, and like I said, I'm like 95% on it right now, but the fight's still a little ways away. So just making sure I do the right things and not re-injure it, but working on my strength training and my cardio. I've been able to stay on that the entire time. So yeah, not really. I wouldn't really call it a setback. Just something I have to deal with in preparation for the fight.
So is January, February an ideal time for you to come back, or would you like a little bit more time if you had it your way?
No, that's gonna be perfect. I mean, that's gonna give me a lot of time, and like I said, I'm back to being able to do some drills and stuff. I just can't really. I feel like I could go live right now, but the doctors are like, please, and my coaches,
Yeah, just
please,
hold off.
just hold off because we have plenty of time. So it's all good. I mean, it really worked out. Thankfully, that we didn't really have to ask for any more time, and it's just gonna work out the way it should.
So probably no Alaska for the holidays then if you're fighting in January or February, right? Or is that something because you just went, right? So I would imagine, would you
Yeah.
not go back? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, we kind of went knowing that this was our time to go and this would be the best time. Especially, I think I'd had the surgery like maybe a week before we had left, so it's a good time to go while I kind of healed for a little bit and got to see family. We got to be there for a while. I got to do some moose hunting still and all that. So really enjoyed my time and because yeah, we definitely won't go there for Christmas because we'll be preparing for the title fight. So. But right after that fight, I'll definitely be going back. It'll be one of my favorite times of the year, the winter, and we'll enjoy some Alaska snow after I get the belt.
So how many interviews have we done? Plenty. This is the first time I've heard
Yeah.
A, that you're a wrestling fan, and B, that you hunt. I didn't know that. Have you ever hunted in Canada? Because it's similar climate. We're big hunters up here.
Yeah. I haven't, and to be completely honest, this was this was really the first year I really got into moose hunting
Oh, I
and
see. So it's relatively new for you then. I got you.
yes, yeah, very new. I grew up doing a little bit, but this was like the first year I really took it serious and really enjoyed and just kind of I don't know. It took a little bit of time in life to understand and like really grow like an appreciation for it and you know for the process of hunting, but then also the appreciation of the animal and stuff and what it I've seen like what it does for our family and all the benefits and all that and harvesting a moose each year and so it's just something that I wanted to get into, especially before I have kids, because I think it's something I really want to do with my kids and have them learn and grow up and teach them the process as well.
Two more quick questions. John Jones got arrested last week. What was your reaction when you
Yeah.
saw that? Because everyone's kind of like, man, not again.
Yeah, man, it's a bummer. It's just sad, honestly, at this point. You know, it's I think a few people have said like, you know, it's not really surprising and I wouldn't want to hate on a guy being down and he obviously has issues and stuff that hopefully he can get figured out because it's a lot bigger than fighting and being a celebrity and whatnot. He definitely he's got some demons and some issues that need to be worked out. So, you know, I hope the best for him and it sucks to see, but um, you know, it just yeah, it's a bummer, man. I don't ever really want to see anyone getting in trouble or anything, whether I like the person or not. And I'm not saying whether I like John or not. I yeah, it's just one of those things. It's a bummer.
Yep. No, well said. Okay, you didn't think we get into this interview before. We don't talk about that photo. You and Paige in the toilet. Who took that? Whose idea was that?
Oh,
The two of you.
jeez. Okay, so that bar restaurant that we're at, that's what brought my family to Alaska in the first place. So my dad had bought that bar and lodge when we first moved there in like 1990 or 91, right in that area. So that's why I'm from Alaska is that place called the Inlet View Bar and Lodge in Ninilchik, Alaska, and it's gone through like some management changes, owner changes throughout the years. But anyways, one the it's actually the female restroom there has those two toilets but no stall in the middle. And so for the past few years since Paige and I have gone there and stuff, you know, we've had some fun wild nights in there and she's always like, "You have got to see this. You know, this bathroom is so crazy." And then this shit, she's like, "Let's take a picture in there." I was like, "All right, let's do it." It's so funny. It's actually my sister who took
Oh wow.
the
Okay.
picture, but just really bizarre, really funny. But I mean, I'm sure you know, and everyone else knows by now. I have no shame, and I think all that shit's hilarious. So, so we had to take one.
There you go. Austin, thanks for doing this. Great to see you get this title shot. We're excited for it. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug before you get out of here? The floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, man, I definitely I want to just man, Dan Lambert, all my teammates, coaches at American Top Team. I'm biased, but the best gym in the world. My managers, Malky and Abe Kawan, and all the people they got working for them. They do an awesome job. And first round management, they've changed our lives. They got us here and all that. And then actually another, I just signed a big sponsor. I don't know if I should say it right now, but
Keep
I'm
it under
really
wraps, and you
excited.
can, yeah, we can put it in the description
I
once you're able to get it out. Don't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, but I'm really, really excited, and it's one of the really big ones and someone I've wanted to be with for a long time, so I'm excited for that, and but I'll definitely get a lot of plugs for them in the future and stuff, so, yeah, but that's it, man. I really appreciate you. My wife too, Paige, she's amazing, and she's, you know, not just from riding her coattail, but this is a big reason why I'm, getting this title shot too, because she just does a lot of things behind the scenes and stuff. So yeah, I appreciate her so much.